Oh, here, hold on, I have a box here.
You just have one over, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Is that we just haven't had much of the quads going. Aaron's quad is back going again now as well, and mine will be soon be back on the road. I've been kind of just needing hubs, was kind of my main thing that I needed. So I ended up that I went to Monaghan. There was a lad, he had an ad up in Dundee for Predator parts. So I texted him and seen just what he had and stuff and seen if he had hubs. And he did, and he had a load of other parts too. So I ended up buying the it was kind of a project that he was doing, and it just kind of got away in him, like, so I bought the lot off him. So we have that all here now. We'll get another wee look at it in a minute. But just make sure you're subscribed and like this video and hit the bell notification just so you can kind of be alerted whenever we upload. Right, so we have a right lot here. You have the frame, you have tires there. They actually had these bear claws on the back of a Predator. That's why I was kind of worried about the hubs then. It's like the size of these things. Like front plastics, seats a bit shit, front wheels, back rims. We have our air arms on there with our front hubs. Engine has the back of the casing is completely broke off, and there's gear problems as well. But we might open that up and see what's wrong with it. Like, you know, see if it's fixable. Back frame, air filter box. A lot of other stuff there, all the kind of parts are in there. We're getting the hubs off them here now, because that is what I need to get back on my quad. So we're going to try to get the hubs off and then we'll see where we're at then. Right lads, this is a swing arm with the hubs that we need. This one is actually welded on, it's a bit of a mess there, but Dad's going to sort that out here now. So yesterday lads, we got that hub off, the one that was kind of stuck on because the end of the axle was welded. But then we came to this one and we had a bit more bother. But Dad came up with this handy way to get it off, which it eventually worked. Obviously we tried a few different ways, you know, we tried with pullers as well. One thing with pullers is that you could very easily break these bits here, and there's really not much to grip onto here when it's, you know, when it's flush against this here. This kind of curves up a bit, so you can't really get a grip behind that. So the pullers really didn't work either. So Dad said he'd get some threaded bar and I'd give this idea a go, and it worked perfectly. So you can see just that fits perfectly through the hole there. So that's pushing against the axle. So it's just like pull it straight off there. Right lads, there we have it. We now have 2 hubs for the orange quad and 2 hubs for the red quad. Obviously they're a bit shitty looking there at the moment, so we're going to spray these and see what they turn out like. Now the splines in them aren't great, they're not the best quality, but when it comes to hubs for these quads, beggars can't be choosers, so they'll have to do. So let's go. I'm just going to speed this up a bit. Right lads, that's them orange hubs done there. And I now have spacers on the back of the orange Predator, so it'll be interesting to see now what she looks like. If she will be obviously wider, but if she looks much wider. So I'm going to throw these tyres on now. I think it looks classy. She looks a lot wider. And that's even just without the maxis on, which are wider tyres again. You can still see the hubs in there. Both sides. Right lads, cold start here now. lads, this is the first camera that we used and still use actually. It's a GoPro Hero 4 Silver. Great wee camera. I've had it for so long. As you can see, it's starting to get a bit worn now. But has a wee LCD in the front and has a touchscreen LCD in the back. Very handy. When I bought it, I got it for 250 sterling, I think, off Amazon or something like that. You can get them now. I just had a quick look on Google there for anywhere between 120 150 euro. You might be able to get it cheaper somewhere else. Maybe, I don't know, in Marketplace, maybe you might have someone selling them. But great wee camera. It shoots in 1080p. And the frames per second is actually not too bad either. I think it goes up as high as 60. These ones come with a waterproof case. Mine is broken at the moment, but we still use away at this one. But I'd say soon enough we'll upgrade to a newer one. So that's what we started off with, and then onto the main camera, which is the one that I'm videoing with right here. Right lads, so this is the main camera we're using now for most of the footage. This is a Sony ZV-1. It's a nice wee small camera. It was kind of like when they made this camera, it was kind of designed or like aimed towards like vloggers or YouTubers or whatever it is. It's kind of good quality camera, but it's small as well, so you can kind of see, pointed away, but it has a wee flip out screen here that you can have closed, or say if you're doing like talking to yourself, you can have it facing towards you too. Has this wee dead cat on top, so it's actually quite good for outdoors, like you don't hear the wind noise as much, so that's a big improvement. And also just the the quality of the video is so much better. Maybe, I don't know, as I said, like, if you're not into cameras, maybe you wouldn't notice it, but I would see it in the videos, and I like how clear it is and the kind of depth of field and stuff like that there. But haven't really got doing like really cool video stuff with it yet, just because just been trying to get footage in general, not kind of going too overboard, trying to get, you know, really cool shots. This costs about 600 euro second hand, so to get it new, like this is obviously in perfect condition, but it's a website that sells second hand ones. I forget the name of it, but you get it new, it might be a bit more dear, you might get it a bit cheaper as well, so but around that kind of ball price. It's kind of as well, like say here it has a decent zoom, but you can't add lenses to it. But you know, if you're not a serious videographer or something like that, you know, you don't really need to be going to get because the lenses themselves, like, are for big cameras, can be very expensive, like. But really like using it so far, and I don't know if you've noticed a difference or not, but like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.